bus, all warmed up, bring on the headliner. The boys are all here, we're fired up, and if it's your first time with us, you ain't gonna know what hit ya. It's gonna get turned, it's gonna get right, lit up bright on a Friday night. It'll go off and blow up just like we thought it would. It's about to get good. When we show up, it goes down. It's already off the hook. I've been here right now. So can I get a witness? You don't wanna miss this. If you ain't sticking around, well you should. I would. 'Cause it's about to get good. It's about to get good. Yeah, it's about to get good. Oh, it's about to get good. Oh, yeah. It's about to get good. Oh, yeah. It's about to get good. Come on, everybody, kick it up. Gonna get good. It's about to get good.
And we are live here tonight from Nashville Superspeedway, where tonight the stars of the Sofa Racing League look to do battle. Tonight, it is the Crown Royal presents the BigMachineRecords.com Music City 200, powered by Inside NASCAR. It is a mouthful of titles. We get ready to race here tonight from the Music City, of course, Nashville Superspeedway. Welcome you to tonight's broadcast. Dawson Allen in the booth. I'm at lonesome again. 2 races in a row. We're going to be all by our lonesome, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. We're going to do things, and we're going to have a lot of fun here in tonight's broadcast. Quickly, got to do something so that we can make sure that everything is good to go. Maybe we'll close that. We'll see that later tonight if we have any accidents or anything like that. It needs to be looked at. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what we have to get tonight as we get ready to go racing. Practice underway. See our leaderboard right now. It is Colton Ward, the top of the boards. Braden Avila, second fastest. And why the numbers are not showing up, I don't know. That's kind of odd. Or one thing works fine, another thing has to just stop working. So this is what we're at. We're going to see if we can't fix this. We're just going to completely reload into everything. I guess we can kill the music now. The intro is officially done. We'll reset our ticker and see if we can't get this fixed to where we can see everything properly. There we go. Now everything's showing up. So, mentioned Colton Ward first in the speed charts here. Second fastest right down to 25 of Braden Avila. Andrew Elias sits third on the speed charts. It's TJ Krober back in fourth. And then Corbin Hines up here on pit lane. He is fifth fastest of the drivers that has hit lap times so far here in practice. Looks like everybody except for 32 of our 33 drivers so far in this practice session have gone out and have set a lap time. You see Colton Ward working there back behind the 79 of Harold Tucker. As Tucker actually going to take a spin off of turn 4, just about down to the inside infield, and he'll get it gathered back up. Just kind of looking to see for this league's history, 6 races have been run at this racetrack with just 4 different winners. One driver in particular standing out to me as a 3-time winner at this racetrack. Let's see if he is here tonight. I don't know if he is or not. I don't see his name. I don't believe. Dylan Hervatin, 3-time winner in this league at this racetrack. Looks like he is not in the field tonight, but nevertheless, we do have Mason Thompson, who won last season. He, I believe, is entered in this race tonight. And then Braden Avila, winner back in season 4. He is also, of course, second fastest in this race. I don't see Mason Thompson, but we have at least one former winner at this track here in tonight's field. Currently our second fastest truck on track with just a minute to go here in practice. Your defending series champion, Isaac Smallwood, currently scored 8th fastest, spun around there in the wall. Jeffrey Armistead on the racetrack right now. I don't believe that's the paint scheme he should be showing up in. Actually, it is. No, it definitely is. I see Zinn Waffle House and Buc-ee's, so that is accurate to what he's going to be running tonight. Can't tell what that sponsor is, though. That is a new sponsor for this 14. Shut up and grind the tape. That's a new sponsor for Jeffrey Armistead tonight, so see how he does. See Harry Lindmark sliding down pit lane. His practice is coming to a close. Colton Ward will be fastest with Braden Avila second, Andrew Elias third, TJ Krober fourth, and Corbin Hines fifth fastest as practice comes to an end. We're getting ready to go qualifying here for the field. To set the field for tonight's running of the Crown Royal presents the Big Machine Records.com Music City 200 powered by Inside NASCAR. Let's get ready to go into qualifying here. So we'll follow the 25. Braden Avila as he rolls off of pit lane. The good thing for anybody that's tuning in to tonight's race that maybe didn't see last night's broadcast, a very choppy stream last night. Tonight looks like we've got things a little bit smoothed over, thankfully. So we should hopefully have a problem-free broadcast. Everything was going to hell and back last night. Could not do a multi-stream to get it on to the Twitch channel. So if you are a Twitch follower and follow the ZASCAR Motor Stardom Cup Series, that race ran last night over on our YouTube channel. It's the Big Rig Racing Network over on YouTube. You'll be able to catch the replay to that, whatever there is of a replay. Very choppy, very crappy, to say the least. So that's available to watch. If you want to watch that on our YouTube channel, that is available, as I mentioned, the Big Rig Racing Network on YouTube. But if you're not, you're just here for the SOFA Racing League. A lot of people come in here for. That's okay. We've got that racing here tonight. Right now, Braden Avila third fastest. Colton Ward to the top of the charts with Tim Lynn second. Robert Babcock sets the fourth fastest lap time. Tim Smart was fifth, bumped to sixth by TJ Krober. And as they continue to bump and move around, you can see where times continue to differentiate and drivers continue to bump and move around here in this qualifying session. Colton Ward had a fast first lap. It looks like he's not going to get a second lap under this one. It looks like he had an issue, so he is going to have to see about setting that fourth and final lap to see what he can do. Braden Avila will cross the stripe this time. He will, looks like, not improve. 30.583. As more drivers start to move up and set lap times. 28 drivers already so far set a lap time. All the rest, except for it looks like Simon Lindmark, are currently out on track, working a lap time right now. We just had another late entry. Nathan Scott in the 61 has entered this race just now. We'll see when he loads in what he's able to do. But right now it's Colton Ward on the top of the speed charts. Tim Lynn just barely there in second. Sean Walton is third. Ricky Mendoka fourth. TJ Krober is in fifth. So we'll cut back to the 14 of Jeffrey Armistead and follow him around this racetrack. We got 35 drivers, looks like, so far in the session, 2 of which so far have not yet gone off of pit lane to set a lap time. That is the 51 of Simon Lindmark, the 61 who is just now joining of Nathan Scott. So we'll see how they shake out in the field as we've got 32 lap times set. Jeffrey Armistead goes 14th fastest in the 14 truck. Does he improve on it? Have to see here as he makes his way down the back straightaway into turn 3. Mason Thompson just shot off the 10th fastest, the defending race winner at this racetrack. Jeffrey Armistead's second lap is going to be an improvement. It's going to be enough to bump him up to 11th fastest on the charts for the 14. 33 drivers have posted a lap time, and I think it will only be the 33. No, actually, we have some movement now. Simon Lindmark is away and rolling, so only one driver yet to put a lap time down. It will be Nathan Scott at the end of it all. Armistead making his final lap. Ryan Hatch just shot up to 9th fastest on his final lap. Jeffrey Armistead's last lap, it will not be an improvement, so he will stay put in 12th place for right now. So we follow the 51 of Simon Lindmark in this pedigree Toyota Tundra. Of course, painted up like the pedigree schemes Kyle Busch used to drive. Another one of our Kyle Busch fans that runs in our leagues. Another one that always runs a Kyle Busch themed paint scheme. He is on his first timed lap now as he goes down into the bottom through 1 and 2. He's got about a minute left to go. The only driver yet to post a lap time that is currently in the session on the grid, Nathan Scott, still looks like he might be loading in. So we'll see if that number 61 truck can make it to the start. I believe he will be able to, but we'll have to see. 50 seconds to go. This is going to be the only lap that really will count for Lindmark. Maybe one more actually afterwards. Depends on when he hits the line. Looks like he might have a chance at one more lap at it. So 2 laps will be what he'll get. First lap, of course, is slow, 30.501. Very slow comparative to the rest of the field, but likely looking to get some heat in the tires before going after it in lap number 2. Actually, no, he's just going to post a qualifying lap, and that's it. So he'll just post the 1 lap, and that's going to do it for qualifying. Of course, here in the Sofa Racing League, qualifying is a mandatory thing. You do not qualify within 1 second of 10th place, you will get a pass-through penalty. 10th place fastest time was Mason Thompson with a 29.8. Simon Lindmark a 30.5. So fast enough to not have to worry about any penalty, but just enough to start out in the back, maybe where he wants to start here tonight with this massive field that we've got lined up, ready to race here tonight. So let's take a look at your starting lineup for tonight's running of the Crown Royal presents the BigMachineRecords.com Music City 200 powered by Inside NASCAR. Your Mardon PC starting grid. It is Colton Ward with Tim Lind making up the front row. Isaac Smallwood, our defending series champion, with David Traylor making his second start here in the league. Starting up in row number 2. Row 3, it's Sean Walton and Ricky Mendoka. TJ Krober and Andrew Elias make up row number 4. Then it's Ryan Hatch and our defending race winner at this racetrack, Mason Thompson, rounding out your top 10. 11th place goes the 38 of Anthony Shook with Jeffrey Armistead to his outside. It's Colin Bollinger and Ben Lindley making up row number 7. Row 8 sees Corbin Hines and Braden Avila. In row 9, you got Mark Phillips and Harold Tucker. Then it's Robert Babcock and Shane O'Neill rounding out your top 20. 21st place goes the 1 of Tim Smart with Harry Lindmark to his outside. Hunter Manley finds himself at 23rd with Michael Landfear in 24th. Daniel Smith and Dean Clavitt in row number 13. Row 14, it's Sam Close and Tim Miller. Then it's Tyler Waterbowl and Nathan Davis in the back of the top 30. Your final 5 starting tonight, it is Mark Szymanski with Greg Whitehead, Mike Latham with Simon Lindmark, and Nathan Scott rounding out your field of 35 drivers ready to go racing here tonight. Been a very exciting opening week at Daytona last week. It was Isaac Smallwood taking home the checkered flag through it all. Led the final lap, 2 laps I believe I should say, and it was definitely a great way to kick off this season. Our defending series champion coming in and picking up the victory. Colton Ward is on the pole for this race, that number 18 machine. Been a while since he's found victory lane, but that's okay. He gets ready to roll off here from the pole position. When it comes to these Thursday night races, he's got 7 wins to his name, but he has not won since well back Darlington at the end of 2023 in Season 6, the last time he found victory lane. So almost a year since Colton Ward has done so. But starting on the pole for tonight's race has got to feel good. That's for sure. This is his 22nd career pole here on the Thursday nights. As the field follows the 18 machine around. Sunset here at Nashville Superspeedway as we get ready to go racing for a night race. It's 130 laps here tonight to do battle. Let's see how these drivers fare as the pace truck dives off. The field is in the hands of the flagman who's going to wave this flag and put us under the green flag. We are racing here in the Music City 200 Nashville. We are underway. Already wrecking! Big accident! It's a track blocker! Just as soon as we go green, the field is entirely wadded up at the exit of turn 2. There is such a big haze where it's hard to see, but we just wadded up about the entire back half of the field. Take a look at your BRN replay, show you what happened. I mean, this starts, it's hard to tell who this starts with. It starts a little further up ahead, I believe. Actually, yeah, you can see it. There's a lot of trucks just sliding and spinning. They're focused on the 13 of Michael Landfear, who was one of the ones involved. Looks like 25 of Braden Avila was one of the first to go around, or at least up there as one of the first to go around. Started tonight's race 16th. Actually, it looks like it starts even further ahead. That's the 23. See the 89, the 81, the 6, 73, the 1. Take a look from the drone camera. This happens further ahead. You see the 12 get loose and get the wall right there. We'll go back and see. Robert Babcock has an incredible miss through all of this accident. Ryan Hatch is one of the ones that spun. Can't tell who else it really was, but we'll ride on board with this number 2 truck. Somehow, some way, the C's all apart, and he's able to make it all the way through. John Walton, one of the trucks that spun out there. I believe he was the first of those drivers that spun. Right behind it, the 88 of TJ Krober going for a spin too. You see right there, that's where it all starts. And everybody just trying to miss. Daniel Smith in the 21, Harold Tucker, Harry Lindmark, mentioned Ryan Hatch. A lot of drivers involved in this accident on lap number 1. So as the field is pacing, we didn't even get started really. The green flag flew and immediately back under caution. So we will have a stage break obviously later on in this race at lap 40. Give us a 40-90 split for this race. Eventually, it will go from being hazy like it is to being just a nice, clear night race. We'll zoom out from the drone camera. You can just kind of see how hazy it is. Let's go makes their way the front straightaway. You see Nathan Scott is going to get the wave around. Had to serve a penalty, of course, for not posting qualifying laps, so he had to do a drive-through penalty. Got lucky to get up there to stay on the lead lap, have a chance to stay on the lead lap, I should say. You can just see how that haze is affecting this. We'll take a quick jump inside the cockpit of one of these trucks. We'll go with the 04 of Andrew Elias. Hard to tell from this angle here. Go straight in. We'll go eye view with Andrew Elias. You're going to jump into his eyes and see. Not too hazy. Not too hazy. But just enough to be a little more whatever. So let's see if we can set this up as like, look, there's the fire suit. There's where his head should be. Oh. Okay. We just made a discovery about Andrew Elias. And so we're going to go back racing. Pace truck is off. Colton Ward is your race leader. The control truck into the Geico restart zone. He will take the green flag and put us back on racing for hopefully longer than half a lap. Green flag back in the air. Side by side for second, Isaac Smallwood and the newcomer David Traylor. Side by side they go on the exit of turn 2 to the back straightaway. Field fanned out big time in the background as they're still side by side. But it's Isaac Smallwood. Oh, Ricky Maduka, David Traylor hard into the outside wall. Trying to get back to it. It is not letting me get back to it. That 54 got sent into the outside wall. More trucks, I think, were involved in that accident, too. To 12. Stopped on the racetrack, Tim Lynn. Just talking about David Traylor having a good start, you know, to his second career race. And instead, he winds up in the outside wall. Let's take a look at your BRN replay. Slips up the track a little bit. It's hooked in the outside wall. And through all that, you see some chaos up ahead, sliding, trying to miss it. I believe, can't quite tell who that is up ahead. It's Nathan Davis. We'll just take a quick look and see what happens here for the zero car. Zero truck, the double zero truck. Everybody taking evasive action, and then the 13 just gets right in the back of him. It's TJ Krober as well, trying to slow up. Jeffrey Armstead, Harry Lindmark involved. This has not been a good start to this race. So lights should go off on the pace car here, pace truck. And that will hopefully put us to where it will be 1 to go. Not yet, just still 2 to go. So we're doubled up. Not yet 1 to green, so we're still pacing. Colton Ward, your race leader from the pole. Isaac Smallwood, right there on the outside of him. It's Ricky Mandoka, who's now slotted up to 3rd. Andrew Elias up to 4th. Corbin Hines up to 5th. I mean, it's so topsy-turvy in the top half of this field based on that opening restart, on the opening start crash. Here's how things shake up right now. Your pole sitter still 1st. Isaac Smallwood started 3rd. Ricky Mandoka back in 6th. Andrew Elias was 8th. But then Corbin Hines is already up 10 spots from the drop of the green flag. He's up from 15th to 10th to 5th. Robert Babcock started 19th. He's now 6th. Braden Avila started 16th. Hunter Manley started 23rd. Sam Close started 27th. He is now 9th. Tyler Watermole is up 19 spots from the drop of the green flag. So is Mike Latham. So is Simon Lindmark, among others. So just a big shakeup. Just an incredibly massive shakeup of this field because of what happened in the opening laps of this race, including Tim Lynn, outside pole sitter, who is now trapped a lap down in 34th. 29 spots down from the start of the green flag was David Traylor, just involved in the recent accident. Jeffrey Armstead dropped 20 spots from the drop of the green flag. And then TJ Krober back 23 spots since we started racing. Just all over the place chaos from the get-go in this field tonight. So we'll restart on lap number 11. We have got about 30 laps to go till the stage break. With that in mind, that means we're going to have just pretty much, hopefully, a clean green 30-lap run to the stage. Let's see if that happens. It's Colton Ward, Isaac Smallwood, your front row as the pace truck dives off. Colton Ward, the control truck, will take us to the Geico restart zone, and for the third time tonight, will lead us back to the green flag, racing once again in Nashville. As he's able to jump out ahead. Ricky Mandoka on the inside. He's going to take third as well. Andrew Elias up top right there, dropping back a couple spots. Charles Babcock diving to the inside of Andrew Elias for fifth here for this number 2 truck, trying to make this move work, and he will do so, clearing the 04 very quickly. There's Braden Avila back up here into 7th place, now going to the inside of Elias for 6th. Bunch of clutter back in the back of this field. There's Nathan Scott, who's back on the lead lap. He's 3 wide right here. Marcus Manson, the outside of Mike Lathan and Daniel Smith. Smith trying to make some moves back to the front of this field after being involved in that lap 1 incident. He is up to 14th, continuing to try to climb back forward in this field. One of the dominant cars last week at Daytona wasn't able to take home a checkered flag. Looking to pick up this week and see if he can't come home with some hardware. Isaac Smallwood has lost 2nd place, and just behind him, he has now got the 91 of Corbin Hines in 4th, who is getting hounded now by Braden Avila in the 25 truck. Avila sending it on the outside lane there. Hard down into 1 and 2 for Braden Avila, trying to get this spot. Mentioned it, one of the 2 drivers in the field tonight who has previously won here in this league, all the way back in, I believe, season 4 is what I said. Of course, last season's winner, Mason Thompson, was involved in that lap 1 incident. He finds himself back in 30th as he runs right now. But Braden Avila giving chase to this 91 of Corbin Hines. Got Robert Babcock, Andrew Elias, Sam Close back here in 8th. Hunter Manley, and then Tim Miller currently rounding out your top 10 as they run out of Tyler Watermullen, currently running 11th in this number 68 truck, having a good go at it. That's Simon Lindmark, who started 34th place tonight, up here in 12th. Picture trying to catch the 68 for a spot. David Smith, Marcus Mansky, Nathan Scott, who got into the side. This is Mansky sliding, trying to save this 61 truck. He's going to do so. But that's going to have a spot taken away possibly here by Mike Lathan in the 8, who's going to fly by on his outside, or try to, but be unsuccessful in doing so. He's still side by side with him though, but not able to clear him. He'll fall back into 16th place as Scott's able to hang on to it. Braden Avila having pressure come now from Andrew Elias in the 04 truck on his back bumper now, trying to get to his inside. Elias now to the bottom. Avila up on the top side. You can see the run. They get off the corner. Avila able to prevail with that run on the high side, but Elias still holding strong on the bottom lane. Just trying to see if he can't make this move stick. You see the damage that Avila has. It's a little bit of damage on the right front of that 25 truck. Doesn't seem like it's causing much of an issue. Might just be a cosmetic thing on my end. But you can see that fender kind of stuck in the tire a little bit for where the contact was earlier on in that lap 1 accident. Definitely doesn't seem like it's making any issues for Brayden DeVille yet. Only time will tell on that one. Simon Lindmark just got by Tyler Watermolen for 11th. Now he has got about a second gap to 10th place. Actually, now side by side, still battling with Tyler Watermolen. He's in the outside lane, trying to hang on to this spot. Not going to be able to do so. So Simon Lindmark takes over 11th. He has got about a second to catch 10th place Tim Miller. And if stage points are awarded to our top 10, something I still should have clarity for, but don't for some reason, that could be a stage point going in Simon Lindmark's favor after starting 34th tonight. Battle for the lead is heating up. Colton Ward is holding this top spot since the drop of the green flag, pretty much. But he has got some pressure coming from out back. That is, of course, that 46 of Ricky Mandoka, who is getting bigger and bigger in the rearview mirror of the 18. Mandoka just slightly slower last time by, but he's been improving lap after lap since then. This time by faster than the 18 truck, and just trying to reel him in and see if he can't go for the race lead. Trying the outside lane through 1 and 2, helping him generate a run down the backstretch, but is it going to be enough here to get by this number 18 truck? With how he gets off the corners, though, it's going to be dangerous. Almost catching the wall. He's going to lose about 0.3 of a second that time. And the thing about this racetrack, it is concrete, baby. And that means that it's going to shred these tires up. So if you're not careful with them, your tires are going to be worn after a couple laps. So we're about 15 laps maybe into a green flag run, almost, give or take a few laps. So that's going to start to see some of these guys that maybe been burning their stuff up, trying to make moves and trying to catch. They're going to start to fall back. And you're going to see guys that have saved their stuff and have been able to manage their tires. They're going to start to blossom. And I think we're going to see that same thing happen here with the 46 of Ricky Mandoka and the 10 of Isaac Smallwood. Mandoka has been burning it up. Smallwood has been saving his stuff. Last time by, fastest truck on track was this number 10 of Isaac Smallwood. It's all about consistent lap times and saving your tires, and that's exactly what Isaac Smallwood has done. Chasing down this 46 for second place to get back up. 2 seconds after the restart started there. Dropped a spot to Mandoka. And he's just been biding his time, saving his tires lap after lap, and still fastest truck on the track is this number 10. I think it's second fastest. Nathan Scott was the fastest truck last time by. 61 all the way back in 12th place, fastest truck last lap. And still fastest, but of the top 5, it is definitely this 10 truck that is the fastest in the bunch. See Mandoka run. I think one of the drivers you can see fading back in the background that's dropping off with with worn tires is Andrew Elias in the 04. He has dropped all the way back to 9th after being about 6th place. Just continuing to plummet through the standings is that 04 truck. We'll have to see if he can manage it for these last about 15 laps of this stage. Here comes Smallwood now to the inside of Ricky Mandoka. He is going to take over. Second place maybe from this 46 is still to his inside. We'll see him get it here on the inside. Ooh, crossover attempt from Mandoka, trying to get to the inside of this 10 truck. Better laps from Smallwood. Expect him to prevail here in the next 2 laps and maybe set his sights on our race leader, Colton Ward, if he can. Smallwood will clear for now. He's got about a 7/10 gap he has to overcome to catch our race leader, Colton Ward, if he wants to try to win this stage. they make their way down into turn 1 again. Isaac Smallwood is closing in bit by bit, more and more, to catch this number 18 truck to try and go for the top spot. You can see the gap back between Ward and Smallwood. Oh, just slightly faster last time by, but not improving enough to really say he's going to make it by the end of this stage. Battle is on for 5th. Right now it looks like between Braden Avila and Robert Babcock. These two duking it out here. 25 on the outside, the two's on the inside. Now instead it's Babcock going to have to fend off fast 45 as Sam Close. They are stacked up big time back here, all the way to 10th. You can see right there, 10th is Simon Lindmark, who's now in position to score stage points. He was the fastest slap of this group of trucks right here last time by. Let's see what he can do, trying to make moves on here Andrew Elias for 9th. Only one stage this week compared to last week. Crown Jewel race, of course, gets 2 stages. Regular race just has the 1. See a move made by Andrew Elias trying to make a move here. But Robert Babcock to the inside of Braden Avila for the 5th place spot. Tight racing between the two. Babcock almost doored the 25, but gets way wide. Has to get out of it to keep it off the outside wall. That's going to allow Sam Close in the 45 to the inside. Caution is out in the back. It's Dean Clavitt who goes around. That might not end the stage. As a matter of fact, I don't think it will at all. So we're going to have a shootout for this stage win. Take a look at your BRN replay and show you what happened to the 56. Way back in the back of the field right here. Coming up, Mike Latham was coming down too. Just unfortunate timing between these two trucks. Making contact when they do. You'll see it up in the distance through all the hay. You see right there where Avila has the contact. And right here. The 56 good turn. He gets it righted, but in the end, that's going to bring out a caution with trucks behind. So, of course, the question becomes, do you pit or not? And it's definitely a split decision for some drivers. Braden Avila, one that comes to pit road. See Harold Tucker, Daniel Smith. That's Jeffrey Armistead. There's 54 going down. David Traylor. See Shane O'Neill right there. I believe, I want to say, that is Mason Thompson right there. Ahead of him was TJ Krober, all on pit lane. See Daniel Smith rolling out of his stall, heading to be the first off of pit lane. He did take tires. That's Harold Tucker. Jeffrey Armistead will be taking tires from 3rd of this group here. Tyler Watermullen took a set of tires. So did Mike Latham. And everybody else looks like should be getting damage repair for their trucks after incidents they've been involved in and other extracurricular activities here. So obviously the big thing is going to be with those drivers that pit that time, taking a set of tires here, likely going to try to save for the end of this stage so they can stay out and cycle to the front, or they could be crazy enough to try to race for the stage win. We'll have to see. But if they're trying to race for a stage win, it's going to be a disaster attempt here, because Daniel Smith right now is 22nd first driver on fresh tires in the field. So I don't expect them to try to go for the stage win, but hey, anything is possible. Anybody can try anything. So we'll just have to see. It all comes down to when the restart comes. We are at 6 laps to go in the stage. If we get the 1 to grid at 5, we'll have a 4-lap shootout. So if we get the one to green, means we'll be at 4 laps to go. So it's a 4-lap shootout for the stage. Colton Ward has led from the drop of the green. All 36 laps run so far have been led by the 18. Isaac Smallwood now back up on the outside of this 18, ready to challenge. It's Ricky Mendoza, Corbin Hines, Robert Babcock, then Sam Close, Hunter Manley, Andrew Elias, Simon Lindmark, and Nathan Scott. Your top 10. A stage win is up for grabs for the drivers making their way around here. And with that stage, that comes 10 valuable bonus points for the stage winners. Yes, it is top 10 getting stage points for your correction here. And that's the big thing. You want to get that stage win. You want to get those points going in your favor. That's going to be the big one here. So we'll see what happens. How desperate some of these guys get trying to make moves. We'll see. Base truck is off. Colton Ward, Isaac Smallwood once again the front row heading for the Geico restart zone. It's a 4-lap shootout for the stage here in the Crown Royal presents the BigMachineRecords.com Music City 200 powered by Inside NASCAR. We're back to racing. Once again, Mendoza clears for second over Isaac Smallwood. Can he get up to the back bumper of the 18 and try to make some noise? As they shuffle around in the background, everybody trying to find their footing where they want to go. Simon Lindmark knows where he wants to go. He wants to force it 3 wide, thought about it, almost got it. Instead, just to the inside of Hunter Manley for 8th, trying to keep moving forward. Sees now the bottom of 3 wide again. Nathan Scott tried the outside. Couldn't get there on the 15 of Hunter Manley. Instead, going to have to settle for lining up behind the 15 truck. That's Tim Miller right there in the 42, trying to put pressure on Scott for the final spot in stage points. Up ahead, the battle is side by side for second as Colton Ward watches this happen, laughing all the way to the bank because there's 10 points waiting for him in just 2 laps' time. Mendoza and Smallwood side by side down the front straightaway. Isaac Smallwood, last week's winner at Daytona, wants to go back-to-back, wants to start it off on the right foot with a stage win if he can, but instead, he's going to have to settle for at least second at best as he slides back in behind Ricky Mendoza in the 46. It all falls on Colton Ward, who will round his way out of turn 4. He has got 1 more lap in the stage, and he'll have a perfect sweep of the race so far, having led all 40 laps if he can make it. Currently, leading the field into 1. And meanwhile, Simon Lindmark is up to 7th. Nathan Scott up to 9th. Hunter Manley now on the hot seat for the stage point. So with Andrew Elias there on the outside of a 3-wide situation. Tight racing in the back half of this top 10 for every point they can get. But as they head through 3 and 4, the green and white checkered flag is going to fly. And it's going to fly for Colton Ward, who's going to win this first stage here at Nashville. Pull our camera all the way over here. It is Colton Ward who is going to pick up the stage win tonight. 3 stages completed this season, all 3 won by different drivers. Colton Ward becomes the 3rd different driver this season to win a stage, after Mason Thompson and Nathan Scott last week at Daytona did so. Of course, no shocker going to be that the field is going to come down pit lane this time. You'll have some drivers maybe stay out or maybe just take fuel only under this stop. After taking tires, actually, there you see Daniel Smith going to stay out, as is, I believe, it's TJ Krober. Jeffrey Armistead is going to stay out as well. As the field will cycle through everything with those that stay out and those that pit. We'll see where the cards fall for our drivers that are pitting here after the stage. We'll see Colton Ward hit the very first stall. Wants it to be a perfect stop to make sure that he can win the race off pit road. Top of your screen, there's a couple more drivers still coming in. You got some rolling out. Finally, Corbin Hines right there rolling off. There's Mandoka rolling off. The race off pit road. It's going to be Colton Ward taking it over Ricky Mandoka, Isaac Smallwood, Corbin Hines, and then Simon Lindmark able to jump up to what will be fifth of those that pit this time. Robert Babcock, Sam Close, Andrew Elias, Nathan Scott, and then Hunter Manley are your top 10 in the race off of pit road. But that does not mean they are top 10 because 5 drivers electing to stay out after that pit stop under the last caution, saving their stuff in the back and keeping these tires as fresh as they can. It's Daniel Smith, Jeffrey Armstead, Braden Avila, Harold Tucker, and Mike Lathan. They are going to be your top 5 for this restart. Actually, Mike Lathan ducking down pit road this time, so it'll just be the top 4 that stay out here and did not pit under this caution. Of course, they pit under the previous caution. The incident with Dean Clavitt in the 56. And it's not a bad call at all. These drivers all were involved in that lap 1 incident. Taking a set of tires there and just kind of riding it out to try to get some track position was definitely a really good call. So they will restart this stage up in the front of the field. Under 90 laps to go. Of course, lap 43 of 130. We've got a great race building on our hands as the sun sets here in Nashville in the sim. In real life, it's already well past set. It's the beauty of daylight savings time. You go outside at 6 o'clock at night, and it's pitch black dark. So we get ready to go back racing. Daniel Smith is race leader. Jeffrey Armstead second. Braden Avila third. Harold Tucker fourth. Colton Ward, your stage winner, will have to restart fifth in the first laps. He has not led tonight. We'll see what happens. Smith, the control truck, he'll mash the gas, get us back to green. We're racing once again in the Music City 200. Got wreck happening in the back. Big accident. Anthony Shook's involved. Tim Miller. That's the 03 down the bottom. I want to say that's Greg Whitehead. No, and he's in the inside wall bound here on the bottom. I'm trying to figure out. There's Colin Bollinger. That's who it is. David Traylor was back here in the mix as well. A lot of trucks involved in that one as we head to the BRN replay. Show you what happened. Tim Miller up ahead, just sliding out of the corner right there. Colin Bollinger gets tagged by Anthony Shook, who really didn't see it happening ahead of him. I didn't have a chance to see it. And just gets tagged. You'll see the field just pop up. And you'll see the wreck just happen out of nowhere pretty much. The 42 goes around sideways and just takes the field with him. Even then, up ahead, it looks like there's a separate accident. So we got a different Tim. Tim Smart, actually, he gets caught up right here. The 6 also got loose on the exit of the corner, too. But this beautiful number 1 Marlboro scheme, once again, swept up in another accident. He'll come down pit lane and get some more damage repair. So Daniel Smith assumes the race lead. Through all of this, the number 21 truck back out in front. Last week, I mentioned really good run going for the 21 and the 20 truck. The two teammates working together, the dominant trucks of the night, being, of course, Matthew Bramble and Daniel Smith. Results don't show how well they ran. At the end of it, Matthew Bramble wound up finishing all the way back in 24th. And then, of course, this 21 truck. Daniel Smith finishing only 11th. Definitely thought a lot better would come from those two after how well they ran. Laps led last week. He is currently led, making about 8 laps, or maybe 7 or 6 laps, depending on how you want to count them all. Stage winner, that's the most laps of the race. Colton Ward is still back there. Right now scored in 6th place, I believe. No, actually going to be 5th still. I thought he lost a spot there to 10 of Isaac Smallwood. Looks like he does not, so he stays back there in 5th place. Excuse me. So Pace Truck will pull off, get us back going on lap number 50. Call it 81 laps to go. It's Daniel Smith leading. Braden Avila now is outside as they head towards the Geico restart zone. It's the Geico truck as the control. He'll mash the gas and put us back to green. Daniel Smith, a great jump. The top four get single file. They're side by side for fifth. It's Isaac Smallwood with Colton Ward, who was inside, but that brings the Simon Lindmark 51 machine. Ricky Mandoga up here in the picture, too. It'll be interesting to see what Simon Lindmark can do now, being up here with the top two trucks of the night. '73 truck trying to get out of harm's way. He is blinking in and out. You see, that's going to be an issue here for our race leaders as they're trying to battle, trying to navigate a blinking truck. Almost contact with Simon Lindmark in the 73 of Mark Phillips. Lindmark gets by Colton Ward, but Smallwood has the spot for now. Can Lindmark get by him? On board with Simon Lindmark navigating through. He got by the 18. Can he get by the 10? And then we'll have to see if they can chase down this current top four of Daniel Smith, Braden Avila, Jeffrey Armistead, and Harold Tucker. The sun finally setting, the nighttime kicking in, the lights are on here in Nashville Superspeedway. Colton Ward dropping spots like crazy right now. He must have gotten super loose in the exit at turn 2. We'll take a quick look back and see. That's what actually happened. We were right on board. We saw the 51 get tagged. Now the caution is out for incident on the racetrack. I believe it's Anthony Shook involved. Maybe no, it's Mark Szymanski. Spun around here on the exit at turn 4. And we go to the BRN replay to see what happened to Mark Szymanski. A lot of scattering, a lot of battling for positions. There's Colton Ward trying to gather back up. Szymanski loose, trying to get out of the way. Man, big hit for Robert Babcock as well in the 2. And right there, the 03 Colin Bollinger, nowhere to go. We're going to ride on board with Robert Babcock. See how this all unfolds. I want to say that red truck that phases through is the 13 of Michael Lanphier. If it is, we are going to have a view of this wreck here. He had that 2 truck inside of him for that accident. It's on pit road, obviously. Likely had some damage from it, but man, oh man, what a shot that was. All of a sudden, there's a truck inside of yours wrecking with you. Coming to the completion of lap 55 of 130 laps here at Nashville. The sun has set. We have the lights on. That haze that was sitting over the track is kind of gone now. So, I say kind of because it's still there. You can see it. It's not as bad as it was, but the sun's still setting through it. Excuse me. You know, Smith, Jeffrey Armistead, Harold Tucker are the top 3. Simon Lindmark is currently, or as well as 4th. Simon Lindmark. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let me choke and let me forget how to speak and how to properly say who is where. Harry Lindmark is currently out of the race. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Harry. He's 7 laps down. 11 laps down in last place. So he's not out of the race. But I keep just want to say Harry Lindmark and shout out the 43, so we'll shout out the 43 while I'm saying his name a million times. There's Harry Lindmark right now. The resilience of this 43 team, a lot of damage, but he's been able to repair it, get back out on track, and he's 11 laps down. He's just pretty much hunting for spots that he could pick up with drivers dropping out with all of these accidents that we keep having here tonight. So That's Harry. Brother Simon is up there in 5th as they stand right now, just behind Isaac Smallwood, having a great run going so far after starting 34th in tonight's race. Daniel Smith, your current leader. Jeffrey Armstead second. Harold Tucker is 3rd. Different strategy on those 3 trucks. They pit on the caution that came out before the stage with about 4 to go in the stage. They came down pit road, took their set of tires then, and stayed out at the stage caution, which let them cycle through as the top 3. Braden Avila was on the same strategy as these drivers. He came down pit road this time, got some damage repaired. Likely might have taken another set of tires here, so we'll see what happens with that 25 truck. Smallwood, Lindmark, Walias, Scott, Manley, Mandoka, and Close to close out the top 10. Your stage winner, Colton Ward, had an issue just before that caution, dropped all the way back to 14th, and that's where he rides right now. Outside lane there, that bright blue with the red numbers, 18 truck. So we're getting ready to go back racing here at Nashville. Ace truck is going to dive off. Daniel Smith once again, the control truck with Jeffrey Armistead now lining up to his outside as they'll head towards the Geico restart zone. Daniel Smith going to mash the gas and put us back to green here on the Crown Royal presents the BigMachineRecords.com Music City 200 powered by Inside NASCAR. Side by side here for second. It's Harold Tucker on the inside, Jeffrey Armstead on the outside, who's going to prevail for now. Isaac Smallwood now on the outside of Harold Tucker, going to go by for 3rd. Is now, oh, big wreck! Ryan Hatch hard in the outside wall. That's Colton Ward involved. Mason Thompson spun there on the front stretch. Colton Ward caught up in this one too. That was a big hit for the 6 truck. Taking a look at your BRN replay. Slid up, caught the 18. Right there, the 54 David Trailer. It's Sean Walton that gets a piece of it too. You'll see the top of your screen, the field coming. Right there, you'll see it up top. 6 clobber the outside wall as the field coming around. There's Mason Thompson. Ben Lindley got turn 2. But TJ Krober. Colton Ward almost flipping over here on the front stretch at Nashville. Daniel Smith still your race leader. Very cautionful race here going on in the Sofa Racing League. Almost like Zascar last night. A lot of accidents, a lot of incidents, a lot of wrecks. So we're closing up on the halfway point of this race. Caution-filled race, only 2 leaders thus far. One to green this time. Daniel Smith once again your race leader with Jeffrey Armistead is outside. This time though it's Isaac Smallwood lining up third on the inside lane. He's got Harold Tucker outside in fourth. Simon Lindmark in position number 5, just behind the 10 and the 21. Restart on lap 63. Daniel Smith going to lead this field towards that Geico restart zone. Once he hits it, he'll mash the gas pedal and put us back to racing. And we're back underway here at Nashville. Quickly, Smallwood trying to slide up in front of Armistead for second. He'll take it. So now Smallwood up to P2. Here comes Simon Lindmark trying to get third. Caution out immediately. Oh, wrecking in the back. I couldn't tell who that was. I want to say Greg Whitehead. No, that was... Who was that? Was that Sean Walton that was in the wall? I think. We'll take a look at your BRN replay. If this is what brought out the caution, I'll be shocked because... Wow. This is what I believe brings out our caution here. 23 catching the outside wall. The caution comes out for this. It's the only thing I see that happened on the racetrack that would have brought out a caution. An extremely weak caution at that too, so we're back under the yellow flag. Ay, 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 ay. So as we continue to pace, once again mentioned, Daniel Smith, one of 2 leaders tonight. Other was our stage winner, Colton Ward. Currently finds himself 20th place after an incident earlier on. So still pacing, just over halfway point now in this race. Daniel Smith, still your race leader. If you're just tuning in and you're unfortunate to catch it at this point, this race has been very just wreckfest. A lot of just cautions coming out here in this race. I don't know the total we're at right now, but if I'm at the point where I'd say if you were taking a shot for every caution, you would be drunk by now with how this feels to have gone. We're we're back. You know, our stage caution was at lap 40. And I feel like we've had maybe 5 cautions since then, and there was 3 cautions, so maybe 8 cautions so far tonight, I think is a rough estimate number. 8 cautions at the halfway point is nauseating to think about. But that's where we stand, I believe, right now as it all sits. So your race leader right now is the 21 of Daniel Smith. Took the race lead after a caution came out with about 8 laps to go in stage 1. He took pit road, took some tires, same with Jeffrey Armistead, who's back in what should be 3rd. Those 2 drivers took 4 tires, then laid back on the restart for the end of the stage, so that way they could cycle back through as the rest of the field would pit. As it stands right now, those 3 drivers right there, it's Daniel Smith, Jeffrey Armistead in that black and red 14 truck, Harold Tucker in the black and blue 79 truck. Those 3 drivers still up here in the top 10. Very much a net positive for them for making the strategy call. With all these cautions coming out too, it's helped them as well to stay up here, to maintain this track position and not really lose any tire fall off. You know, it's been, 25 laps since that caution came, since that stage caution, I should say. So you would think there'd be some tire wear, but there really hasn't been a lot of green flag runs. So tire wear really hasn't been too bad of a thing. There's not been too many long green flag runs where these guys are putting a lot of laps on their tires, which is just ridiculous. But that's where we stand right now. Daniel Smith, your race leader. It's Isaac Smallwood, last week's winner at Daytona. To his outside, our defending series champion, looking to go back-to-back. He started his quest off on the right foot with the win to open up season number 8, and he's looking to see if he can go back-to-back and keep some momentum going in his favor in the 10 truck. You got Simon Lindmark down there on the bottom of row 2. And we'll try that again. Armistead the outside of row 2. That's Nathan Scott there on the inside of row 3. He's making a big charge to the front of this field. We'll see if he can make it work to get to the lead. Pace truck is off. Daniel Smith mashes the gas and puts us back under the green flag. They head down the back straightaway. Simon Lindmark now putting pressure on Isaac Smallwood for 2nd place, with Nathan Scott lurking in the wings as well. Lindmark on the inside, trying to power by. Not able to clear. He's still stuck behind this number 10 truck. Lindmark was a 3-time winner last season. The 2 guys on his outside right now that he's battling with, they both won 6 races last season. No big deal. They find themselves in 2nd and now blinking, but should be 3rd for Nathan Scott as he gets by Simon Lindmark. Not quite yet. Now he'll clear. That 61 truck is bad fast and looking to keep up this momentum. Nathan Scott, an absolutely ridiculous stat line back in season number 7. Just almost unheard of. When you think of a stat line here, let me tell you this. It's 11 starts for this driver, the 61 truck. He had 1 finish outside of the top 3, and that was a 17th place finish at Richmond. Every other finish, 6 wins, and the rest of those finishes, that's going to be about, 5 finishes? Math is hard, but 2nd and 3rd, those are the only other finishing spots he had. So 6 wins. The rest of the spots were top 3, and then of course the 1 finish of those 11 starts outside of the top 3 was a 17th. So his average finish was a 2.9 for the races he ran, which is just absurd to think about. And he's looking to keep that momentum up here this season as he makes work on Isaac Smallwood. It's all over the back bumper of this 10 truck. The other driver who was able to win 6 races, that driver there won the championship as well. But now he's having to fend off this 61 who ducks down to the bottom lane. Trying to go to 2nd place is Nathan Scott. Scott on the inside, Isaac Smallwood almost to the outside wall as they continue to battle side by side. Now it's Smallwood. He'll clear for now. Daniel Smith out to a half a second lead over these 2 drivers. the strategy call for, Daniel Smith, Jeffrey Armistead, Harold Tucker. It's worked out tremendously. I mentioned it during the caution. I'll mention it again because it needs to be mentioned again how well it's worked out for them. They are maintaining their spots very well, not really dropping off a cliff like would have been expected. Harold Tucker in 7th place right now. He was about 15th or so when that caution came out when he pit, so it definitely worked out. Meanwhile, the other driver that did that strategy, as you see Smallwood and Scott still side by side, was Braden Avila. He pit 19 laps ago under one of those other cautions. He's moving through the field right now. He's up to 12th place and trying to see if he can keep picking up some more spots. He might have taken a set of tires then, which could help this number 25 truck start to climb through the field. It's Daniel Smith, your race leader. I mentioned early in the broadcast how long it's been since the driver of the 18, our pole sitter, found victory lane. Daniel Smith, another driver that's been on a bit of a dry spell, I do believe. Got to double check and make sure on that one. Just checking over on him. Of course, I believe he is he's one of the winning drivers. 5 wins to his name. Looking back, it was all the way back. It's like Atlanta Motor Speedway at the start of January back in Season 6 in the next-gen cars. The last time that Daniel Smith found victory lane. It's another driver who's close to a year-long drought. But the issue is he's got a mirror full of Nathan Scott and Isaac Smallwood who are getting smaller, who are getting bigger in his rear-view mirror. That's not what he wants to see. Scott has consistently been one of the fastest trucks on track all night long. Looking to see if he can pick up that little bit more that he needs to get there and get by this 21. Closing on the 21, that's allowing, there's the 18 of Colton Ward in the wall. Our pole sitter, he's been involved in that accident. He is pretty much just trying to limp it around and do what he can do to finish this race as best as he can. But Nathan Scott is coming. He's on the outside lane, trying to see if he can make a run stick on Daniel Smith for the race lead. Smith will pull up to block. You see the 61 wanted to go low. Scott goes to the bottom, now back to the top. Daniel Smith trying to hold off this hard-charging 61 and Nathan Scott, but it's not going to be enough. Scott still on the outside, but likely going to clear down the straightaway. Not quite yet now. He's clear for the race lead is Nathan Scott. Third leader of the day. First green flag pass for the race lead. Smallwood side by side for second. He'll take over second place from Daniel Smith. Daniel Smith now under fire from Simon Lindmark in the 51. It's going to be a battle for third, heating up now. Back in the back, Ricky Mendoka on the back bumper of Jeffrey Armistead for what will be fifth. Right on board, the 51 is Simon Lindmark closing up on your third place truck of Daniel Smith. Up ahead, see that battle for the lead. It's getting closer now. Isaac Smallwood is running back down our race leader. He is trying to make pressure on Nathan Scott, show him that he is not going to run away with this one just so easy. Battle for the race lead. Still a tight battle. These two last season, 12 wins across the both of them. Mentioned Smallwood, your defending series champion, of course, last week, winning at Daytona in exciting fashion. But he wants to keep this momentum rolling for him and pick up yet another win. Go back-to-back once more. Putting a lot of pressure on this 61 and Nathan Scott. We got a car slow in the back. Actually pitting, it looks like, is Harold Tucker. And the battle for the lead, side by side. Here comes Smallwood to the inside. Saw a slow truck, didn't see him until he caught the pit lane. So Harold Tucker's on pit road. Could be the start of pit cycles for the field, but side by side for the race lead, Smallwood and Scott. Oh, Scott might have caught the outside wall just a little bit. At the line that time, Smallwood with a nose out in front, trying to see if he can fully get ahead. And he will clear, not quite yet clear. Simon Lindmark got to third. Daniel Smith now has Jeffrey Armistead on his back bumper for fourth. As the battle for the race lead heating up. Smallwood still can't clear. Scott still wrapping the outside as they're side by side once more. And all this will do is allow the 51 to pull these two back in as they continue to battle for the race lead. Smallwood finally falling back in line behind the 61. As he does so, we'll cross lap 88 off the mark onto lap 89. Coming up on just 42 laps to go this time by. And quickly, Smallwood dropping off a cliff there, 2/10 slower than Nathan Scott last time by. Another truck slow coming to pit lane. It's Bradeville in the 25. So starting to see some more drivers coming down pit lane. The window looks to be open for these drivers if they want to chance it and pit now. We'll have to see what our race leaders elect to do here tonight. Coming around this time, it's going to be 40 laps to go at the line. Another pitter that time, Dean Clavitt, the 56, came down pit road. No takers from the top 10 just yet. Everybody's still staying out on the racing surface. Nobody wants to come down just yet and make their final stop of the night. Might see them come the next 10 laps or so. Coming closer to 30 laps to go, I would say. With all the cautions that have happened, they've been able to stretch it long. That's been the big thing about it. They don't have to worry about, they haven't had to worry about, you know, by running out of fuel. You can see 51 laps when they hit the line for Nathan Scott and Isaac Small. But we had so many cautions that you've been able to save so much fuel that really haven't burned off anything. You see Daniel Smith, Jeffrey Armisen, 59 laps, 8 laps difference. But of course, again, that was only 4 laps under green. The rest have been under caution. So not too much of a difference for those drivers. They'll put Colton Ward another lap down. It all just comes down to when do you show your hand, when do you make the pit stop, and pretty much set up the final run of this race. As Nathan Scott leads down into turn 3. Smallwood still right there with him, keeping pace. Simon Lindmark cutting into the lead just a little bit, not too much. He was the fastest on track at the top 3. Daniel Smith was faster than the top 3 as well, so just a lot of shuffling around. Tim Lynn coming to pit road here. 12th truck pitting from 11th place. He is on the pit lane now. Scott and Smallwood get right up there against that outside wall as they exit the turn. Call it 35 laps to go. Sam Close spins on the pit road from 11th place. I was going to say he might have a good chance to get some leapfrog spots here once the cycle comes around, but instead he's going to end up just pretty much right back where he would be because of that spin. The field continues to pass by pit road 4 going, making their final stop of the night. Like I said, I think we'll see them about lap 100-ish, closer to 30 laps to go. See somebody pitting, Anthony Shook pitting, and so is Michael Lampier pitting from the top 11, from 11th and 12th place, I should say, excuse me. Just outside the top 10. Those two pit. Top 3 continuing to stay out on the racing surface. Andrew Elias making a pass, trying to make a pass on Ricky Mandoka for 6th. They make their way through 1 and 2. The 04 truck on the inside lane. The 46 truck on the outside. As they continue on down into turn 3. Smallwood losing time, but we got our first of the top 5 pitting. It's Daniel Smith, the 21 truck, the first to come down pit road from the top 10. Have to see how many he'll bring with him. I imagine we're going to see some more drivers come in here this next lap or two. Nathan Scott not pitting this time. Only reactive driver here, Jeffrey Armisen, going to come down. He stayed out as long as 21 Daniel Smith. There, see Mason Thompson coming down pit road as well from 8th place. Got some more taking pit road. It looks like Mike Lathan slowing up to come down pit lane in the 8 truck. Somebody else on pit road, Isaac Smallwood, the 10 truck is on pit lane. As we continue to monitor how these drivers coming off and on pit road. Continues to stay out, as does Nathan Scott. Smallwood pitting first of these drivers. Kind of an interesting to see how this will all shake out. Scott continuing to stay out on the racetrack here, continuing to run long. Continuing to pretty much wait and see who's the next to come down pit lane and take this final stop of the night. Looks like these drivers running it longer, and that's going to be an interesting call for sure. Braden Avila right now is currently 12th place in the field. Got another driver looks like slowing. Here's Tyler Watermelon slowing to come to pit lane this time. 8th place, he'll pit. Braden Avila right now is currently scored in 12th. He's pit 13 laps ago. He's first struck 1 lap down behind the race leaders right now. Dean Clavitt is out there as well. Harold Tucker. Isaac Smallwood is right there with them all. So that's going to play a difference. We got Nathan Scott, race leader, on pit road now. So that's our another big domino to fall here. The 61 pitting this time. There's the 25 of Braden Avila looking to unlap himself. He's currently the first driver on this cycle that has pit. Simon Lindmark going to slow it up and come to pit road this time. So the 51 truck gathering it up, and he is on pit lane, making sure he didn't speed. And Corbin Hines coming as well. Indeed, he is. It's Ricky Mandoka and Andrew Elias, 2 trucks that stayed out so far. As things stand, Nathan Scott has been leapfrogged by Isaac Smallwood and then some. Smallwood right here on the racetrack. Nathan Scott is just now spinning, coming off of pit lane. Nathan Scott trying to get off of pit road. He slids, and there's Harry Lindmark spinning. The caution's going to come out. A big break for Ricky Mandoka, Andrew Elias, Colin Bollinger, Hunter Manley, Shane O'Neill as well. Those drivers that stayed out, they stay on the lead lap, and they get to pit ahead of everybody else. We'll take a look at your BRN replay. What on earth happened here? It looks like this starts. So the 47 is coming off of pit lane. Look at how skewed the front of this 47 is as he's coming off of pit road. Nathan Scott in a hurry trying to get around this 47. Look at how he's turning around the corner here. That 47 is so broken. But Scott just trying to get the speed, just loops it all by himself. And now Harry Lindmark coming off pit road kind of does the same thing. Gets a little sideways, he gathers it up, but it steps out onto the racing surface, and that brings out the caution. You'll see it on the bottom here. Scott coming off of pit lane, just sliding it on pit exit. And as he does, you'll see the 43 will slide it up the track. Just enough to bring out the caution. And just like that, this race gets turned on its head. So it looks as if Isaac Smallwood was able to get onto the lead lap. Or he's showing up as he's on the lead lap. I do believe he'll end up dropping. I think he was the free pass. So he'll drop to the rear of the field. Shows Simon Lindmark is third. Scoring is going to be fun to see how it all decides to shake up. Because Simon Lindmark was on pit lane when that caution came out, I believe. So it'll be fun to see how this all shakes out. So as everything starts to shake out, a lot of wave around is going to be in this field. It looks like it should be Simon Lindmark and Isaac Smallwood the front row. Looks like it's going to be Smallwood, I believe, is the control truck with Lindmark on the outside. Ricky Mandoka, Andrew Elias third and fourth, then Colin Bollinger, David Traylor, Hunter Manley, Shane O'Neill, Dean Clavitt, Braden Avila, the top 10. Just the massive shakeup this has on the field and how everybody lines up. Nathan Scott in the 61 with the spin is going to take him out of contention, more than likely. It just completely just shakes how everything up was running. Somehow we still have Smallwood and Lindmark, the top two. But after that, it has been flipped on its head. Pace truck's going to dive off to the safety of pit lane. It's a 20 laps to go when we hit the start-finish line up to the Geico restart zone where we'll hit the green flag. Smallwood will mash the gas and put us back to racing. Smallwood on slightly older tires than the rest of these guys. Oh, you see all the 15, 100 Manley. Bottom of 3 wide. David Traylor's going to go for a spin. He'll save it. Still saving it. And he gathers it up and keeps it pointed in the right direction. Meanwhile, Braden Avila and Hunter Manley making moves. Jeffrey Armistead trying to make moves in the outside lane of Daniel Smith as they battle through all of this traffic. Up front, Ricky Mandoka is up to second. And with fresher tires, he's given chase to the race leader. Andrew Elias there in fourth as well. Smallwood had a moment off of turn 2. Here comes Ricky Mandoka. Caution is out. And it's Jeffrey Armistead. Looks like he's around in the grass. Take a look at your BRN replay. That 14 almost got airtime. That starts with the one truck of Tim Smart, it looks like. Battling with Sean Walton. One gets in the wall. TJ Krober just gets in the back of him, nowhere to go. And then right here, you'll see Jeffrey Armistead just about take off. You'll see the exit here as they wreck ahead. Lifted up like it wanted to go up and airborne, but somehow it stays grounded. You see it all happen here coming off of turn 4. So with that, it's going to really just throw things for a loop here as we're getting closer to the end of this race. It'll be 15 laps to go next time we come around. So the field doubled up right here. Should get to 1 to green this time, which will give us 14 laps to go when we go back racing. Which is not the truth. We're actually going to get green with maybe 13 laps to go in this race. So it should be 13 laps to go when we go back racing. Isaac Smallwood is your race leader. Ricky Mendoka is second. Simon Limark in third. Andrew Elias is fourth. Colin Bollinger is in fifth. Brayden Villa is sixth. Hunter Manley in seventh. Shane O'Neill is eighth. Sean Walton is ninth. And Daniel Smith now is 10th. The big help to this caution, though, is that the field will get stacked back up. Those that got the lead lap from the wave round, they're now back in contention with the rest of the field, not stuck behind lap down trucks and everything like that. So it's just straight up a battle now. Everybody is going to be fighting for every spot they can get. "13 laps left here at Nashville. And the Crown Royal presents the BigMachineRecords.com Music City 200, powered by Inside NASCAR. Pace truck is off. Smallwood, the control truck, will hit the Geico restart zone, putting us back to racing here with 13 laps to go. Green flag back out in the Music City. Mendoka looking for his first trail caution back out. Dean Clavitt around in the outside wall. And we have another incident. We will have another restart. Here's your BRN replay. Just gets, don't know what happened. I think he just didn't get up to speed, got turned by Mason Thompson. Gobi is kind of stacked up behind him. Just a weird accident. With the 81 of Mason Thompson. Ooh. Yeah, it almost looks like the 56 misses a shift right there. That's what stacks them up. Something happens because he stalls out right there, and then just Mason Thompson, no chance to miss him there. David Traylor as well getting into him. Everybody just kind of stacking up to avoid. There's just 11 laps to go as it runs right now. Still back under caution. Gonna have a tight finish at the end of this one. It's final closing laps. So we should be getting double file. Not this lap, but maybe the next lap. We start with 8 laps to go is what it looks like it's going to be. It's been a chaotic race, start to finish. Things really haven't gotten cleaned up, which is pretty shocking to me. I would have thought at some point things would have kind of just run green for a while. We got the green flag stops in earlier, but even then it felt like that wasn't, super long. I think it's just perception of time with all these wrecks and everything happening just makes it seem like it wasn't a long green flag run. But that was the longest run we had tonight, and it's going to end up being the longest run we had tonight. I think it was about maybe, let's say, 30-ish laps, maybe 40-ish laps. So all around, just a really hectic, chaotic, crazy night here in the SOFA Racing League. Par for the course, I guess. Last night's NASCAR race was pretty crazy at Indianapolis. So tonight, why not have a pretty crazy race in Nashville? So here we go. Pace car is off. 8 laps to go at Nashville. Can Smallwood hang on? Can Mandoka steal it? Or is somebody else going to get up in the picture and take the checkered flag? Green flag back in the air, back underway. Smallwood clear out front. Lindmark and Mandoka side by side for second. How about Braden Avila up here in fourth? Where did he come from? As they head down the back straightaway, Lindmark trying to reel in Isaac Smallwood. He blinks out. Mandoka's in second. He's got Braden Avila putting pressure on him. We complete 1 green flag lap. Can we complete 7 more? Lindmark now on the picture, all over. Isaac Smallwood closing in on that number 10 truck. Top 7 all lined up right here in this picture. Anybody's got a fair shake at winning this race. Well, Elias has an issue. Here comes Bollinger and Daniel Smith to his inside. Lindmark trying to catch this 10. He's got a big run down the front stretch. They'll give it back up entering turn 1. Mandoka and Avila waiting in the wings. Smallwood with another bobble on the exit of turn 2. Simon Lindmark driving like a man possessed right now, trying to catch this number 10 truck. 5 laps to go in Nashville. Simon Lindmark trying to put pressure, trying to get His first win here in Season 8 after the 3-win season and a Championship 4 appearance in Season 7. Smallwood, last week's winner, the defending series champion, looking to just cement a back-to-back wins to start off Season 8 on a strong note. Another good run off the corner, but a caution is out again. Oh, it's Tyler Watermolen. And just like that, we're going to overtime here at Nashville. Take a look at your BRN replay, show you what happens here. And from the looks of things, it looks like that number 68 is just an innocent victim. Heading into turn 3, he's up on the high side. Sam Close just catches the back of that 68, sends him into the outside wall. Well, actually, no, not an innocent victim. Watermolen's turning down the tracks, so gets into the 45. Sends himself for a spin. And just like that, we are going to overtime. So overtime, how it works, what you expect to see here. Now, I'm not sure how many attempts we have here in the SOFA Racing League. I want to say it's going to be 3. Your general consensus of what it usually is 3. So if it is, it will be a 2-lap shootout. We got 3 attempts at it. If that's not the case, if it is indeed actually going to be, 5 maybe, it could be unlimited. I'm not too sure. I'm not in the know. This is stuff that I should know, but I don't. Green white checkered, very simple. If you're new to iRacing or new to any kind of racing in general, it goes like this. The leader will take the green flag for the restart with 2 laps to go in the race. If he does not make it around to take the white flag and a caution flag comes out during that first lap, we will re-rack him, restack him, and do another restart. But if we're able to get to that white flag, iRacing doesn't throw caution flags on the white flag laps. So once we hit the white flag, the race is official. We will make it to the end no matter what happens. The field could all wreck in turn 4, and it would stay green until somebody limps their truck across the start and finish line to finish first. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Wow, we've seen weirder things. Last night, NASCAR race, we saw a wreck out of turn 4 at Indianapolis that led to the guy who was 6th place in the final corner winning the race. So we could see the same kind of thing happen tonight if things got crazy enough too. So, as we get ready for what should be the first overtime attempt, hopefully the last. We had it slated for 130 laps of racing tonight. As it stands right now, you're going to get 133 laps of action here at Nashville. And the Crown Royal presents the BigMachineRecords.com Music City 200 powered by Inside NASCAR. Ready to go racing. Overtime here at the Super Speedway. It's been a tale of a few drivers. Colton Ward, stage winner, wrecked out. Nathan Scott got the lead, before the pit cycles looked like he was down in a car. He spun coming off of pit lane. Isaac Smallwood has looked pretty good out front. So is Simon Lindmark looking up there battling for the top spot. I don't think he's led just quite yet. Then you have Daniel Smith, who's currently in 7th. He was the driver that stayed out on strategy to take the lead. He is looking to capitalize in 7th place. Can he get up there and somehow make a swing at the race win? But you've also got guys like Ricky Mandoka, Braden Avila, Colin Bollinger, and Andrew Elias in this top 10. Same with Shane O'Neill, Sean Walton, Corbin Hines, all in the picture. Anybody can win this race still. As the pace truck dives off, it's overtime here at Nashville. Smallwood, Lindmark, the front row towards the Geico restart zone. The green flag is out. 2 laps to go. A great launch by Mandoka behind the 10. Can Ricky Mandoka get up there and try to win this race? They're all over the place in the background. Nathan Scott up towards the wall, dropping spots like crazy. Up front, Mandoka giving chase to Smallwood. Oh, Colin Bollinger gets turned. Oh, there's Hunter Manley sliding into the outside wall. And we will have another restart. You'll see it right here. Just gotten into the back of Braden Avila, and then right here, everybody taking evasive action. Hunter Manley gets turned around in a separate incident, it looks like. He's top 3 wide, trying to get down. Anthony Shook down there. So overtime attempt number 2. We're not done racing yet. Somehow, someway. So it should be, hopefully, the final restart of this race, our second overtime attempt. Coming up here from Nashville. That is the wrong button. So it'll be 2 to go when we go back green. Isaac Smallwood is your race leader, looking to go back-to-back to kick off Season 8 in his quest to defend his championship. You got Ricky Mendoza, hungry for his first career win. Simon Lindmark looking to pick up where he left off last season. Started off strong, kind of petered out near the end. He wants to start off this season with another win to his name. Daniel Smith looking to snap his dry spell that he has had all the way back to Season 6. Ray DeVille looking to snap a dry spell as well. Andrew Elias looking for his first, staying with Corbin Hines. You got Tim Lynn, Sean Walton, and Shane O'Neill are your top 10 as they run. Base truck is off. Here comes the field to the Geico restart zone. Smallwood will mash the gas and put us back to green. Lindmark blinking. Mendoza second on the outside. He's got Lindmark to his inside. Daniel Smith right there is in fourth. Caution again. It's Hunter Manley again. Somebody is flipping. I think that was Harry Lindmark. Did he just flip? Somebody looked, they caught airtime. No matter what it is, we've got another restart. Somebody didn't catch air. They didn't catch air, though. They rode the wall up in the air. Here's your JCT or BRN replay. God, it's so much happening here. Manley blinks out, gets loose, gets tagged. Bollinger, you see right there. Oh my goodness, Harry Lindmark. There's a bumper that goes flying up into space there. Oh my God, this race just does not want to end. Look out here. I want you to watch this bumper. I'm going to zoom in over here on this bumper right here. You see it right there. I'm going to slow play this. You see it kind of go into the ground. It clips into the ground right there. And then it just rocket ships. See the grass kind of bubble up. And there it goes. It looks like it's the rear bumper of Hunter Manley. Indeed it is. Goes all the way up to the sky. Goes down through the ground, back up in the air, still just kind of tumbling and turning. Finally coming to rest in the grass. And then disappearing ultimately. Man. Gotta have a little fun with this thing. That's the fun of iRacing, is just how kooky it is with the physics sometimes and how crazy you can get. I have been muted this whole time, haven't I? I have been talking and making so many statements. Let's just back it up. Smallwood's race winner. Lindmark is second, biggest mover of the race. Started 34th, finishing second tonight. Ricky Mandoka, Daniel Smith, Corbin Hines, Andrew Elias, Tim Lynn, Sean Walton. A great recovery for the 23 team to finish 8th tonight. Braden Avila and then Sam Close. Jeffrey Armistead, Harold Tucker, Mason Thompson, Michael Lanfear, Nathan Scott, Dean Clavitt, Colin Bollinger, Shane O'Neill, Mark Phillips with an amazing recovery for that 73 team. At one point, they were 34th, multiple laps down on the lead lap because of all these cautions and everything. How about that? Colton Ward finishing tonight's race in 20th, Tyler Watermelon in 21st, and Mike Lathan, Greg Whitehead, Hunter Manley, Anthony Shook, the last truck on the lead lap. Then it was Harry Lindmark. He was another driver that was down 11 laps at the start of this race, pretty much early on with that first lap caution. He was able to stay in attrition race and gain 9 spots out of it, so that's pretty big for him. Nathan Davis finished 27th, 28th to TJ Krober, 29th to David Traylor, Tim Smart finishing 30th. Then it was Mark Szymanski, Ben Lindley, Ryan Hatch, Tim Miller, and Robert Babcock. That was your field of 35. I don't know how long I've been muted and how long you've rambled without anybody hearing anything. I probably did that a little bit, so it happens. Oopsie. So we'll see if we can get a hold of our finishers. Hey, Ricky Mandoka, it's tossed down in the booth. You got a copy? All right, let's try that again. I think they didn't have a copy. Let's try this again. Ricky Mandoka, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do. You got me?
Okay. Yep, I got you, and they can hear you now, too. So it's a third-place run for you tonight. This is your first top 5 finish, I believe, here on the Thursday Night League. What is that like for you, having a run like this tonight where you were contending for the win and you had a chance at it there in these final couple laps, these final couple overtimes?
Yeah, it was really cool. I really thought that I would be able to get Smallwood going into 1 on the final lap. Unfortunately, coming out of 2, I got kind of bobbled up, and Simon got to my inside, and that was kind of it. But yeah, it was super hard to really do anything behind somebody. These things are really aero tight when you get behind somebody, and the setup's just tight anyway from iRacing. So, but yeah, I made it interesting. Definitely had to keep track of your right front tire and be easy going into the corners.
Well, alrighty, it is going to be a third-place run for you. How does that feel just kind of leading into this season as it runs? I think you've been kind of part-time, but, just maybe even if it's just a part-time basis, having a run like this tonight.
Yeah, really cool. I feel really good about it. I'm hopefully going to do the entire rest of the season. At least make those minimum races that I have to do. Hopefully get a win to get into the playoffs. Right now I've got a lot of things going on. I'm trying to get my real race car fixed up and stuff like that. So iRacing's been on the back burner. Hopefully it won't be anymore though. This was nice to finish third tonight.
Well, it's a third-place run for you tonight, Ricky. Teammate, sponsor, shoutouts. What got that 46 machine running up fast all night long?
Oh, I really need to give a thank you to Dylan Herberton. Was not racing tonight. He had some other duties to take care of, but he joined the call, and we came up with that pit call together to get me up there to third, because I was about 6th, 7th at the time. And Kosh came out at the perfect time we needed, and I really want to thank him and everybody helping me get my my race car going. I really appreciate it.
Alrighty, that is your third-place finish tonight. Ricky Mandoka, happy man here in Nashville. Congrats on the third-place run, Ricky.
Thank you.
Now we'll see if we can get a hold of our second-place finisher. Let's see if we can get him. We'll see if we can get a hold of him here. There we go. Hey, Simon Limbacher, it's Austin Allen in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, it's a second place run, a strong effort after starting out near the back half of the field. What was that race like for you behind the 51 machine?
Disappointing. um, I'm not normally one to complain after getting a good finish, but there was no need for that race to have as many cautions as it did, and it be the same people and racing for 25th. I really could have wished we could have raced it out for some green flag laps. So, um, toward the end there, it was just a restart game. You probably saw it was just Ricky and I swapping positions, second, third, second, third, second, third. That was pretty much it to the end. Survival wasn't really in my mind because I had track position, so it was just timing those restarts.
Well, it's still a second place run. Obviously, you mentioned the disappointment with all the cautions coming out, but a second place run is good for you after the past two races running, sub 20s, and now tonight coming back and finishing second here in race number 2 of the season. Just trying to get the ball rolling as season 8 begins to kick off into high gear. What is that like for you having such a good run tonight, despite starting out back in 34th, being able to come fight through the field, competing for the win?
Yeah, it's great. And I knew that my 20 something place finish at Daytona was, I mean, that's just a plate track where you're full throttle around the whole track. It's not really a driver's track in my opinion, and I knew it was gonna be a caution fest, and I was expecting to get involved, and it happened. So hey, I'll take a top 20 in terms of that race for sure. But now that we're actually getting a tracks where you need to drive a little bit, it's a little bit more my comfort zone, able to lock in and yeah, I started in the back there. I have a tendency to save like super save tires, and so I wanted to make sure that I would start near the back, so that way when I do go into super saving mode right off the bat, I'm not a hazard to those who are trying to race hard around me. Um, so that's kind of why I didn't really try too much in my qualifying lap, just to not be a hazard on the track and make sure everyone's racing like around me and not have to worry about, oh, is this guy gonna fall back? Am I gonna hit him? So that's why I do that for their safety there, and I'll probably try to do that more often too, just uh just so that others can have an opportunity to race and not worry about me parking it on them.
Absolutely. Well, it's a second place run tonight. Teammates, sponsor shoutouts. We got that 51 machine looking wicked fast tonight.
The paint scheme. I always like to say that the paint scheme always adds a couple extra tenths, and we have our own in-house painters here at Aerolane and Aerotrack, and they did a bang-up job on this Fender 51 pedigree Toyota Tundra tonight, and it was definitely really fun to drive. It seemed really hooked up, and the drive off on this thing was crazy. I was really making sure to back up the corner entry, and the drive off just never disappointed each time. So really good. Really, we had a really good Airlane motor in there too, and you know, so shout out to all them.
Well, alrighty, that is your second place finisher here from Nashville, Simon Lindmark. Congrats on the second place run, Simon.
Thanks.
And now we'll see if we can get a hold of our race winner here tonight. Hey, Isaac Smallwood, it's tossed down in the booth. You got a copy.
What's going on, buddy?
Man, I might as well make a seat for you here in the booth and just have your name on it because it seems like every time you're going to pop up in here and talk to us, it is another win back to back here to kick off the season. What does that feel like for you? Just having just this great start to the season after the championship win last season.
Yeah, it's a great start, but first two races we still got a long season to go. I could really have a bad spell there and just lose momentum. But no, the momentum's good. We're trucking, so we're just gonna keep our head up high and get ready for these next tracks coming up, and hopefully we can get some more wins.
Yeah, looking for some more wins for sure, but starting off with two of them is definitely on the right foot. What was that race like for you? Just trying to navigate through the field as the race went on. The timely caution to get you out in front there near the end of it.
Well, luckily I was out front probably all race, really, top 3 or 4. So really wasn't complaining about that. And yeah, that caution, it couldn't have came out at a better time. I knew whenever that caution came out with like 30 to go or 25 to go, whatever it was, I knew people were going to be driving over the top of their head and, causing wrecks. So I wasn't really worried about the tire situation. So, yeah, we're fortunate to get the win there. Had to drive it in deep there in turn 1 to avoid a little contact from 46. But all in all, it was a very fun race, and we're gonna look forward to next week.
Well, it's back to back for the 10 truck. Teammates, sponsor, shout outs. What got that 10 machine fast again this week?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at Team Illusion and all the ideas that they give us, and just all the sponsors, bowmancars.com, and you for putting on this awesome broadcast, and T-Bone for putting on this awesome league.
Alrighty. He picks up back-to-back wins to defend his championship from Season 7. A great start for Isaac Smallwood as he picks up the win here at Nashville. Congrats again, Isaac.
Thank you.
And so with that, that'll be it for another BRN broadcast. After tonight's running here at Nashville, we come back next week for the NASCAR Motor Stardom Cup Series, which I believe we'll be heading to. If you give me just a couple seconds, I can tell you where they will be. I can find out where they're supposed to be heading next week here for NASCAR. Well, wherever they're heading next week, I'm not too sure. But next Wednesday night, of course, 9:45 p.m. Eastern, you can catch that here on BRN. And of course, next week for the Sofa Racing League, heading to Richmond for some short track action here to kick off the season in high gear after these first 2 races. It is a back-to-back statement set by the driver of the 10, Isaac Smallwood. And we're looking to see how the season shapes out. But he's doing a good job defending his championship. I want to thank you, as always, for tuning in here at BRN Broadcast. This is Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long, and have a great rest of your night.